coming up fast for California employers that drug test their employees. In just 2 weeks, workers who use marijuana off the clock will have some new protections, but it doesn't cover all industries. NBC 7's Shondell Moniz has the exceptions and why a lawyer says enforcement will be tough.
The new law allows employees to use weed products when they're away from the job and off the clock, but it doesn't apply to construction workers, and some of them aren't happy about it. Under Assembly Bill 2188, employers can only punish workers for being impaired on the job. It doesn't apply to the building and construction trades or
those hired for positions that require federal background checks and clearance.
Dominic Larson researched what's coming. He's been working in construction for 22 years and feels this anti-discrimination law isn't fair. His field isn't covered in the law, but other safety-sensitive industries like truck driving and healthcare are.
Somehow, a joint that I smoke at home is going to affect my job the next day, but not an Amazon driver. I just don't understand stuff like that.
Employment attorney Bernard Alexander says there's some gray areas with this law. He says the first issue is that impairment is never defined. Once it is, how can someone prove their employee is high on the job?
Just because you have cannabis inside your system, does that mean that you're impaired? Cannabis can stay inside the system for long periods of time.
Priori Medical Group reports it's detectable for up to 3 months. Assembly Bill 2188 states employers will use a test that can determine impairment, but doesn't go into detail about how that test will work.
I think this is one of the areas where there will be growing pains because there may be circumstances where a person tests and the tests are not going to be accurate.
Larson doesn't smoke anymore because he could be tested at any point, but says weed outside work shouldn't be a problem.
If they're calling it a discrimination law and they're saying no one should be discriminated against, I want the state to either include us or to explain to us why we are so different than everyone else.
Shondell Moniz, NBC 7.